So it's going to be a few moments, and then once again, I'll be talking about the tools that I'm using, and I'll be able to show you my new cutting comb. Yes, this is the Sid Sultan cutting comb from Secura Scissors, and yeah, so maybe, hopefully, a lucky winner tonight might be able to win one of these for free. So, perfect. Okay, so the tools that I'm going to be using for this tutorial, I will be talking about what I've done so far, so I still have a lot more work to do. So the tools I'm going to be using these two scissors here. One, this is a Secura matte black pair of scissors, where it has a very, very thin blade for when I'm doing my precision work. And then, if you see here, this is the Secura, alright? So now this is a bit more advanced, because it's got a ball bearing system here for the tension screw, and also a bit more of a wider blade, okay? And that's where I'm going to be doing a lot more of my texturizing. When I'm doing my precision work, I'll be using more of a smaller, thinner blade, okay? And they're both, this one's a 5.75 inch, this is a 5 inch. So I like a bit more of a smaller scissor for when I'm doing more of my precision work. Then, of course, if you see here, so they're working with the new cutting comb. So that, of course, it has a section tooth system here. Also, it's got a bit of better grip here. So for when I'm doing, combing the hair out, especially if I hit that really thick amount of hair and it gets a little bit caught, it doesn't slip out of my hands. And also, this is actually designed for its anti-static capability. So when you're working on dry hair, it doesn't get too staticky, with a lot of other cutting combs do. And also, this is great for doing your barbering, if you're doing scissor over combing. And also, because of the bright neon green color, you can use this on whatever type of hair color you want to do. So, okay, so this is absolutely perfect. So now, in order to win this lucky new cutting comb, all you have to do is to like and share this video, and we'll be picking a lucky winner. Alright, so yeah, you gotta be in it to win it. Now, so let me kind of just talk you through what I've been doing with my lovely model here. So hopefully you guys can see okay. I might just raise it up a little bit higher, just so you can see. I'm filming this myself, so I will do my best to also answer any questions, so I can see the comments here. So please bear with me. I have to multitask, and we all know guys aren't very good at multitasking. Okay, everyone, so thank you very much. So I just want to say hello to all of you. Thank you very much, and a big happy new year, and I hope everyone's doing well. And so yes, so we've been doing these free live video tutorials ever since the very first lockdown. I believe that was March 23rd, 2019, I believe. And so we've done, this is like the 173rd free video tutorial that we've done. So thank you all of you for showing support, and I'm very grateful for all of you. So now for the essence of time, so if you can see here, this has been, I was doing some pre-cutting yesterday, and also I believe I was doing some coloring today as well. So just really want to get this looking, really cool so far for you. So I still have a lot of cutting to do. So tonight's lesson or exercise, I'm just showcasing a bit more of a combination of strength or precision work with a lot of texturizing as well. We're trying to really give kind of like a bit more of a strong foundation with more of like a looser internal part. So, yeah. Okay, so what I did was, you can see, so I originally sectioned off almost a very low set circular section for this connection. Okay, so as you can see, I have a little bit more like a heavier overhang here. Then I had started the haircut working with horizontal graduation, also going into flat graduation. So maintaining, I was working inside my fingers, maintaining a square shape to keep a little bit of weight behind the ears. Then working the perimeter. Now the perimeter is not perfect in any way. I really want to kind of show you tonight on how to create a bit more of a stronger perimeter shape, working with the scissors and also using your trimmers. So I will be doing that. Now when I created graduation in the back, then I transformed into strong flat layering, so kept this very flat here, keeping everything up 180, working with very strong flat layering, working with vertical sections just below that disconnection, then working that all the way to the front with no over direction. Did the same thing on the opposite side. Now I did for another live video, this one was on Instagram, I was doing the fringe itself, and so tonight I will be working a bit more of a stronger, very precise fringe than going into almost a very choppy fringe, almost like if she had cut it herself. Now the top panel I actually used my hair cutting razor, and I ended up taking horizontal sections going this way in the back. Now what I did was each section I went a little bit like an inch away from the original guide. Yeah. So I was almost creating a bit more extended form of graduation. Then of course I did the front working with forward over direction. So the back was backward over direction, pulling everything back, and the front pulling everything forward. And I was using my hair cutting razor for that. So tonight, what I'm going to be doing, okay, I'm going to be working, of course, the perimeter shape, then, of course, working more the internal, because I really want to give a bit more of like a looser finish to that. Then you'll see, then I'm going to be finishing off with my favorite nude products. So I'm keeping it very simplistic tonight. Something that I've been really inspired by, keeping it so simplistic, even sometimes using the amount of product into the hair. So tonight, I actually just used the Mood Serum Light to blow dry with, and also my Best brush as well, to keep more like a flatter shape. Alright, so really keeping it very nice and smooth. Now, you'll see at the very end, I'm just going to actually just probably end up using a bit more serum and a bit of hairspray, just to get more like a finish look. Alright, so let me crack on here. So I just want to say, I'm just checking out the comments here. So just a big hello to everyone. So great to hear from all of you. And of course I have my manager texting me at this moment. And, but yeah, so I will now going to be playing around. So what I like about having this little bit of a short fringe, you know, I can work that disconnection around almost like a headband. So it kind of gives a lot more movement to the hair. Now the way I'm going to first create, I'm going to work around the actual perimeter itself. Now, the tools I'm going to be first using is my cutting comb, and of course my very thin, secure, matte black scissors here, because it's got a very slim blade, and it's perfect for working a bit more of your precision work, as opposed to more of a thicker blade. The thicker blade I'll probably use more for my texturizing. I'm not saying you can't use either or for whatever, you know, it's just make it a little bit easier for you. Let me see if I can pull this up a little bit higher so you guys can see. So, okay, so first, once again, I'm going to be working the perimeter shape. Now the way I'm going to be doing it, I'm actually going to be holding my finger here and here, and I'm going to be working around, which is the actual very tip of my blade, to create a bit more of a stronger shape, instead of going like that the whole time, where I'll end up pushing the dry hair, and it'll be very hard for me to get that more perfect shape. Now a lot of times, so by creating a bit more of a stronger shape here, then I can go back into working with my disconnection over that. I can then work with my texturizing technique. So first I'm having a strong foundation first, and then we'll go looser internal bit. So now these are the techniques that we'll be, showcasing on our courses. So we have a wide range of our courses. especially for the new year, especially if you want to really kind of create, you really want to elevate your game of hair cutting. So we do this in barbering and also our ladies cutting courses. So now we also have a new cutting program, or new training program, which is called the VIP Club. It's actually a membership. So with this particular membership here, it's actually designed to help start up training programs for your staff inside your barbershops or your hair salons. Or if you really, as a personal hairdresser or barber, you really want to up your game yourself. So especially if you're working by yourself, you're a freelance hairdresser or barber, and you need that little bit more guidance. Now, what this particular program is not just about hair cutting and hair coloring, it's actually also business development as well. So especially client care, retail skills, and how to develop your business and your clientele. And that's actually going to be, I also have a partner who's going to be working with me. His name is Kevin N. So he's a regular at our academy where we help motivate students. So he comes on courses to help develop the learners. And so he's absolutely brilliant. So please check him out. He's absolutely amazing. So I'm just working this around. One of the key things I want to make sure I'm doing is keep on combing the hair. Keep on combing the hair. And so I'm just kind of combing this down. And then once again, I'm working with the very tip of my blade here. So Happy New Year, everyone. So again, a lot of people wanting to wish me a Happy New Year. So Happy New Year, everyone. So God bless all of you. So hopefully everyone's having a great start to the new year. I definitely am. But no, it's definitely, I want to make sure that, it's, really want to start the new year off right. So I'm just going to kind of combing this a little bit here. So just kind of really kind of creating that. So I'm going from long around. So I'm creating a bit more like a rounded shape here. Over. Then you'll see that I'm going to be creating the same thing on the opposite side, working through here, and then you'll see that I'm going to be going back over, working with my texturizing here. You see, got a little thing in the head. Then, as I come around, I'm going to be really working with more of a stronger shape in the back. But definitely, I welcome any questions you might have. So really kind of working through here. I'm going to bring this up here. I will be working this a little bit tighter in the back, bringing the back up a little bit higher. And so really perfecting that. I really want to make sure I'm kind of combing this, and then now, a couple tricks you can do, especially creating that perfect line, is that you can actually use this a very light bit of hairspray. Now, a little bit of hairspray works wonders just to help kind of just control that hair a little bit and put it into place. Okay? I didn't really soak it with the hairspray, just a tiny bit. It really does help out a lot. Now you can also just touch it up with your trimmers. So these ones here, I'm using my Andis new ones. They're absolutely brilliant, especially if you like the sharp lines. So you can actually use your trimmers just to kind of clean up that preliminary shape here. So that will work wonders as well. Okay, so I have Ryan asking a question, but I always do this on dry hair. I'll be very honest with you. First, I do hair cutting, first wet, then on to dry. So at this point, I always perfect this. when the hair's dry. Especially making sure that the blow dry is perfect, and so I can really go back in and really kind of perfect that line. So that's definitely something I would recommend doing as well. So, I mean, if you can see here, especially, I mean, I'm going to really work with that color. So just to talk briefly about the colors so far, I worked with 2 panels of back-to-back foils or slices, and I used pre-lightener or bleach, okay, with 6%, which is the Mood white bleach, and I worked with that in the foils. Then I actually used for the base color, her natural base color was about a level 6. So I just really wanted to get more of a red feel to it. So I used 6.50 for Mood and also a 1.5% developer. And I kept it on, for about half an hour. And because I was doing another wagon when I was doing the prep work. And then what I did was I actually just used the Mood paint color, which is fuchsia. I just put that on there. And I kept that for 20 minutes. And of course, I use one of my favorite products called Color Assist, which will help prevent any stainage. So, which is great. It works in wonders, especially for the Okay, so by working that perimeter shape, now what you can do, so I'm going to just kind of lift up the fringe, so we're going to work on the fringe a tiny bit here. So, what I'll be doing, thank you very much, Ryan, for that question there. I'm very grateful for that question. So I'm going to lower this a tiny bit here. So you kind of like, when you're working in the salon or the barbershop, you know, try and keep, you know, a bit more almost eye level if you can. Try and keep the chair pumped up as high as possible so when you're working that fringe. So that will help you out a bit there. So, now here. So I'm going to now I'm going to work this a bit stronger here. Then I'm going to be working on the opposite side. So I kind of like these little, I was doing it with the razor for Instagram tutorial. So I'm just actually going to kind of still do the same thing here. But we also have, this is something that we teach, especially on our new VIP training program. With the new program, okay, which is geared for, you know, especially to help develop salons and barbershops. Okay, it's a membership program, so you're able to send one member of staff to either one of our academies, either in Edinburgh or Nottingham, where my main flagship academy is. So, for 1 day of training a month. Then we also do 3 Zoom classes per month as well. And also you have complete access to my video library. Okay, it's exclusive access. And also you get various discounts for various product companies as well. And also you get a phone call about training development, business development by myself and also Kevin Ham, who I'll be closely working with. And that's, okay, so we're launching that, so, you know, kind of like a little more like a soft launch is January 5th. Now this is kind of like a membership as well, so if you sign up for the 12 months, okay, you also get a free 5-day course as well. So, oh, also, if you want to take any additional courses, if you're on the VIP club, you get 25% off as well. So, which is amazing. So, and also possibly there'll be also various other offers that can be included in that. So, you know, fingers crossed, there will be some very exciting ones. So with this program, now you remember, and each staff member will get a certificate when they come on the course. You know, and that's once a month, so that's 12 courses, 1-day courses per year. So, and also you get, as a salon owner or business owner, you also get feedback and also staff development, see how your staff are doing. So I will, you know, give reports on how well they're doing and so forth. So we're actually able to really help work with salon owners and barbershop owners and also freelance hairdressers. Now the cost is, now normally the cost is $375 a month, but we're actually doing it for the launch in January, 25% off. So that'd be £281 per month. So that means you get, you know, of course, training at my academies, certificates, and also an exclusive certificate as well for being a member of the VIP program. Plus you get Zoom classes, and also if it's a 12-month program, you get a free 5-day course as well. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm kind of just like, I want to give like little spiky bits to the fringe. So you can kind of see what I'm creating here. So I got a bit of strength, and this is a little bit offset or a little more angle like that. So I want a creation, almost like if you ever see a Bauhaus house, all right, the Bauhaus School of Design, with the architecture. I kind of want a bit more of a asymmetry there. And kind of just playing with these almost like little spiky bits here. You know, and that's the thing is, just say if the client didn't like it, you can always kind of change it up. So I wouldn't necessarily do this on every, you know, classic looking client. Someone that's a bit more creative. So it's something that wants a bit more fun with them. I'm going to take this down. That might take. Let's take this up a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to. There we go. And just take this up a little bit higher here. There we go. Just playing around with the fringe area here. Having a bit of fun. There we go. I'm just kind of get a bit more of a stronger fringe area. And then, of course, I will treat my client with respect and wipe her face. Okay, so kind of playing around with that fringe, going up, you know, having that bit of fun. There we go. So you can, it's like it pokes through the hair. So now let's go into. Now I'm going to be working with the internal area, trying to give a little bit more movement. So I will be working with my texturizing. Now, if you notice, I will be working with the wide end of my cutting comb, especially working with dry hair. Before with the precision, I was actually really working with more of my fine side, because by combing the hair through, especially getting these little bits, creating more of a stronger line. So we're working on the dry hair with the texturizing. I'm actually using the wide end of my cutting comb. So I'm just going to lower this down a little bit here. So if you have any more questions, please let me know. So but yeah, so I'm very excited by working. You know, especially with all our courses and everything. So now I'm actually going to be working bias cutting technique, working from shorter to longer. Okay. Now by doing that, I'm actually just using the very tip of my blades. So I'm going to really want to give it a bit more like a looser effect to the hair. So once again, guys, so if you'd like to be able to win one of our new limited edition cutting combs, the one I'm using now, all right, so please, I'll be picking a winner. So if you like this post and also share this post to your friends, yeah, boom, you'll be able to win this. So also, another thing as well, if you would like an extra, you know, credit or extra chance of winning the comb, you can actually sign up to our newsletter, all right? If you can actually maybe message your email address, we'll sign you up to the newsletter. And you know, that's where we also do other offers as well for our courses and also for our online training program we're actually going to be starting hopefully soon as well. So we got a lot of things happening. Also, we also have our new book. It's actually a limited edition. It's called The Art of Barbering, which actually has just been pretty much made in January, and we've already done pre-orders for that. And there's only 50 made. All right, and I'll be signed and numbered the book. It's over 300 pages. It's about 320, and it's absolutely it's humongous. And we're having trouble because we actually had to get a special bind, metal bind, because the book is too big. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm still working with that. Working with the bias cutting technique, going from a very very soft blend, going more of an angle. So I really want to create more of a softer blend to the hair from the disconnection. Yeah, it's really want to try and really create something a bit more fun and loose. Oh, thank you. Yes, it's really working with. Love using the Mood hair color, you know, honestly, it's just like really want to create something a bit more fun, but with that tastefully done, you know, I didn't want to do the whole thing with the, you know, bright, vivid colors. I still wanted to work with natural color, and then also working with a bit of tinge of a bit more of the paint color to give that a little bit more of a wow factor. Now, the reason why as well is something that's especially, you know, for client maintenance, you know, really want to create something for the client so that they're not just like focusing like, you know, thinking, oh, the hair color is going to fade so much, you know. So now I'm just going to just soften these edges here, working with point cutting. Yeah, just want that softer. I kind of like that bit right there. Okay, so let me move to the back side now. So I will be doing the same thing on the opposite side, working with more of that freehand cutting. So in the back here, now, remember I did use working with over direction with my hair cutting razor, so I'm going to go back here and really take that little bit more weight off here. So I'm going to be using vertical sections, working with the point cutting. So I'm actually going deep. I'm actually doing that the length of my blade. So I really want a bit more freedom in the back. And that's why instead of just using the very tip of my blade, which will just soften the edges, I want to kind of give it a bit more shattered look in the back. I still have my strong structure on the perimeter, but I really want to create a bit more of like a looser effect. If you can see, it's already starting to happen. So it's a combination of all. I'm kind of combining all the cutting techniques. So once again, making sure I use the wide end of my cutting comb. Yes, so question, so would I ever use a channel cutting? Now, the difference is, now, see, I'm old school, right? So channel cutting is actually when you take sections. This is from the 1980s, where your first section is short, your next section is long, your next section is short, the next section is long. That's channel cutting. Possibly what you might be talking about is called slice cutting, where slice cutting is going open and closing your blade and working throughout the hair. So yes, of course you can do that. Now the difference is, okay, and this is something that I'm not going to give away all my secrets tonight, but the difference is now point cutting is very useful. It works well for all different type of hair densities. So you can also just chip into the ends, just give a softer appearance for finer hair, or for thicker hair. Of course you can do point cutting to really reduce the weight and give the texture. Slice cutting, now I use that more pretty much for very medium to very extraordinary thick hair. Now, slice cutting, it's very directional cutting, meaning you can direct the hair in the direction you want to go in, but also it will also change or alter the shape, meaning it will really flatten it down. So that's the big difference when choosing the techniques. You can also do notch cutting, where it's kind of like, it's almost like notching scissors, so you're taking big chunks out. So depending on what you're trying to achieve. So I think before just going into your favorite, texturizing technique, really think before you cut. All right, and then you'll see that, wait a minute, will that technique actually work for the hair or not? So and that's what we teach you on our courses, is like, to think before you cut. So determining what type of cutting technique will work for whatever type of hairstyle you want to create, or also working with the client's hair. Over here. Now, going through in the back. Now, once again, so I'm going to just take, still working with the wide end of my cutting comb, working through and making sure that I'm make sure my blade is going vertical. If I go at an angle, she's going to have a haircut like me, all right? Because when you cut with point cutting, if you go at a slight angle, you'll be taking length off. Okay? If you see here, I really want some exaggerated pieces here, really. Because then the thing is, what's great about this is, it's almost like invisible disconnection, okay? Where meaning, I can just comb it down and look, it kind of all makes it blends in smoothly. But if I kind of want to loosen it up a little bit, you can see it's very obvious disconnection. Okay, so moving along here. Now, I quite like it, you can kind of see, like almost. Now, there's also different type of if you see, it's got different, almost like levels on here. So I got, there we go. Now, of course, on a real person, I might approach that a little bit different. Really keeping your scissors very flat. You see how I'm just focusing on that cheekbone area by the eye. I really want to bring her eyes out. Now, question is, how much are our courses? Now, we have a wide range of courses from 1 day to 12 weeks. So depending on what you're after, so what I would strongly recommend is if you go to our website, which is www.sidsaltone.com, and we have all our courses on there. So in both academies, so such as Melbourne and also in Neuro Academy. Kind of like. So I just really like playing that with almost like that bi-level feeling in it. So I'm going to come up. So we got different levels here. So, yeah. Just having that bit of fun, playing around with it and everything. So, there we go. Now, I will now do the same thing on the opposite side, first working with bias cutting, then I'm actually going to be then working with my a little more deeper point cutting technique. So just tighten this up a little bit, here we go. But hopefully everyone's doing well, you all had a lovely, lovely New Year's and hopefully safe New Year's. So, right here. Working over my fingers. Okay. So you see that disconnection I had. So we have a few questions here, so I'm trying my best here. I'm shooting this myself, so I don't have anyone to help me. I know, right? Everyone left me. So So everyone's listening. So a few things. So of course we talk about, especially about, working with your budget, how to gain new clients, so especially how to build up any younger staff, also how to sell without selling, about your product retail. And that's Kevin Ham. He's the expert in that. So he's absolutely amazing. So we also talk as well, especially how to really kind of like deal with body language of your clients, because it does tell a lot of it. So, and how to work with your clients, how to create, a bit more of an atmosphere for them to making sure that they come back to you. So, okay, so I'm just really working, going from shorter to longer, very tip of my blades, and let's go to bias. Now another question here. Yeah, I kind of like this. It's like I'm really going through more of like very strong Bauhaus type of a design here. So less is more, right? Now, if you can see here, kind of like it's kind of like a little almost. What I love about this is I can wrap this around like a headband, but then you can see a very kind of like interesting strong fringe here. So basically the way she designed this. Really kind of like you can wrap it around like like a headband, and so then now the thing is this is a bit more creative, okay, but like with anything, everything can be tweaked for your clients, or meaning it can be less creative, even the color choice. This could just be classic color, maybe some blonde bits and maybe some like chocolatey or golden brown, whatever. All right. Now that could be done with these little 2 panels here, just to kind of brighten up your client's hair color. And it could be, these little small pieces, 10 foils. You can charge whatever you want for that. Okay. So just to kind of make it a bit more interesting for your client. Now with the haircut itself, I'm doing something a bit more interesting, just because, especially for tonight, this is something I just want to kind of, I was in the mood. Why not? Let's be a bit more creative, let's explore creativity, as its necessity, as by choice, and about personal development. So these are a lot of things that we learn on our new VIP program. With the new VIP program, it's something that personally that we'll be learning a lot more on it than just our standard courses. So the VIP program is a very special program that is used to help develop salons and barbershops and develop their staff so everyone makes more money for themselves. So I'm just going to continue. There we go. So having a bit of fun here, keeping through here, and then going around. So now I'm going to continue with the texturizing on top. And this around. Once again, so first I worked with bias cutting. Once again, there is that disconnection from before. Working through to the very tip of my blades here. Going through here. Once again, we do have a competition tonight, so if you would like to win our new limited edition cutting comb, it hasn't been launched yet, it's not on our website yet. Please, all you have to do is like and share this video to help others, and it's free education, it doesn't cost you anything, so have a bit of fun with that, guys. So you can be in it to win. And then for extra points, if you want to message us, if you want to be involved in our mailing list, please message us your email address, and we'll get you on the mailing list where you can receive other offers. So now I'm going to be working with the point cutting. So I'm just trying to aim it so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing here. There we go. Just want to loosen this up here a little bit. I want to reduce the weight, but also kind of like almost soften it, give it more like a shaggy feeling to the hair in the back. So I have a sense of structure in the back, or the perimeter. Then I'm going to more like a looser internal bit. So it's the best of both worlds. Yeah, so we've been doing so many live video tutorials getting back into it for the new year, especially where we've done about 173 free live video tutorials, especially to help barbers and hairdressers, especially through this whole pandemic and this all these lockdowns. So thank you very much for all the support. Very grateful. So you can see, if you don't want to, if you just want to soften the edges, just put the hair into the wide end of your cutting comb, and you can point it into your comb. That will help us, you can then raise it up as high as possible. Remember, the higher we elevate, the more weight we're going to take off. Just going to lose some more coverage here. And shake it out, shake it out. So now in the back here, so now I'm going to be approaching it now, going to go horizontal now. So I'm just going to put a clip here, just get it out of the way. Now I'm just using these clips because I don't want to leave a mark in the hair. So, because I got the flat bottom. So now, since I still want the exaggerated shape here to compensate, I'm now going to be working over my client, coming this way, working with the wide end of my cutting comb, and working. So I changed it from going vertical into horizontal texturizing, and that will have an effect on your hair cutting or your desired outcome. So I don't want to lose too much more weight. I just want to give the ends a little bit more texture. So making sure going in vertical with your blades. So let us know if you have any questions, guys. We're here to, please let me know, and then I'll try my best to answer them. But thank you very much for anyone just joining us now. We're just having a bit of fun with the creativity here. So I got maybe a few more minutes of haircutting, and then we're going to finish off. Just see. See, I quite like what I love about this is like the freedom you can have, with styling. You can play around with the more texture, or if you want to kind of give more like a smoother, almost glossy effect to the hair. So depending on how, you might think, oh, it's got a short frame, you can't really do that much with it. But you can actually have a lot of fun with it, especially with the wide variety of disconnected pieces coming over it. And that's why I also said a good selling point for your clients to really talk to them about like how creative haircuts can really be a lot more fun and something a bit more personalized, and something that they can also not necessarily create themselves at home, or maybe not other hairdressers or barbers, something that you can create. So it's a bit like a selling point for yourself. Now, it's the same thing with creative coloring, especially if you add certain color pieces to the hair. Now, that's definitely something that you can't necessarily create themselves at home. That's why they need to go to the hairdresser for. So, for myself, this has been so much fun using the mood color, so yeah. So we have, will there be a live color demo in the near future? So we will see about that. Usually if you sign up to our VIP program, that's when there will be color development as well, Zoom classes and everything on that as well. So with the live videos here on Facebook, there can be very few maybe per year, so I'm not going to be doing them as regular as I used to. So with the online tutorials, we'll also be having on our videos, so it could be for online training and also for our VIP program. So. But you can also see on our, we did save quite a few videos on our Facebook page, so you can go on there to see any of our old coloring videos that we've done. We had a color director, her name is Gusta, who's also a mood educator. She was doing color videos, myself, and also another mood educator called Jennifer. So she was doing videos as well. So yeah, so you can still see our video back here on Facebook. So. Just kind of playing around. Okay, so I'm just kind of, I might need to get some hair off her to see what the hell I'm doing here. So, but now thank you for all of you, anyone that's joining us now. So I'm just having a bit of fun here, playing around with that kind of developing. I like, you see a little smooth effect here. I'm really digging that here. I mean, yes, so this is not meant for everyone, but you know what? What I kind of realized, I'm kind of done, sick and tired of being like everyone else, you know? Guess what? I'm actually showing the front of the face in my videos, you know, or pictures. You know, it's so funny, so many hairdressers, all they do is just take the back picture of their clients, of the hair, to show off the color. What about the client's bone structure? How about the, how about how it matches their skin tone? You know, let's bring out the beauty in our clients again, not just showing the back of their head. You know, I mean, come on now, let's look on Instagram. How many pictures do we see of the back of the clients? Let's start showing their faces, you know. Show the client smiling. Let's be different, so. Okay, so kind of just playing around here, and I'm just like finishing up. Then what I'll then do is just so. I will be taking the back up a tiny bit more here, and that's how I'm going to end with the cutting. So what I'm going to be doing is now right here. Luckily, where I have my. You might have heard my string fall down. Okay, so literally what I'm going to be doing is using I use my comb as a kind of like almost like a measuring guide, and now luckily with Pivot Point Mannequin, where I get from Salons Direct, and if you use my discount code, which is SID, and you get 10% off any time of the year. So I'm actually using that. They have it smack in the middle, their little logo. So I'm actually using that. So I'm going to be using the white end of my cutting comb. I'm going to be creating almost like a very strong V shape. So first, I'm using my full blade. Then I'm going to be perfecting. I'm probably going to switch to my other Secura scissors with a very slim blade that are really designed for precision work. So here, smack in the middle, making sure. Well, I also recommend stepping back, making sure that you can see exactly what you're doing here. So now switching to my very thin blades, and that's really designed for more precision work. I'm just getting these little flyaways. What I do is I especially hold it right there on the tension screw. That keeps me a bit more steady. I just want to say thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I'm sorry I had to film this myself. But thank you very much for all of you that joined us. So I go to Nottingham tomorrow, where I'm going to be signing the books, and also I'm going to be posting them. And then as well, I'm also going to be filming with Forecast Design Studio I'm going to be filming step-by-step tutorials for a new online program and our VIP program as well. So it's going to be 2 days of non-stop filming. So we have a lot of stuff I'm going to be talking about. And I get to see my staff, you know, Matthew Fleetwood, Gusta, and then, well, I can't see my manager Ian, so he has to isolate. So I'm sending him all my love. Okay, so there we go. Now, once again, so just a reminder for anyone joining us, so especially this is a combination of precision and also with more of a looser internal area. So just so you know, it's got a very strong fringe. So playing around with it, depending on how you want to style it, have a bit of fun. Open up your minds, you know, play around with it, see what happens. I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly what was going to happen with this haircut. I had a very good idea, but at the same time, it's about experimenting different shapes. See what happens. That's what the beautiful thing about working on mannequin heads. Or if you get some really cool models, you know. The good thing is if you can't get the right models, come to our academy. We can get the right models, right? Especially if you don't have time for training, or you don't have time to motivate your staff, or if you're not a teacher and you can't be bothered with teaching, that's what we do. We specialize in teaching, and we specialize in getting the right models in, and it's whatever topic you want to work on, coloring, ladies cutting, creative, barbering, wet shaving, beard designing, you name it, men's coloring, we are able to offer that. So if you're interested in any of our information, or if you're interested in scissors or discounts or anything, please message us on Facebook here, and we'll be able to hopefully answer some of your questions there. Cool. There we go. So I'm having a bit of fun here. There we go. So we have a bit of. There we go. Moving it around. Okay, so I'm going to stop with the cutting for now. So let's move this around to really kind of see how the shape has developed in. So I love using my bent brush to really assess the shape, kind of really see, it kind of like moves it around very naturally. So that's like the thing is, especially with your clients, you want like, you know, be able to move it around, see how the hair would naturally fall. So once again, so tonight there's been more creativity, but we also do classic. So we also have a classic program, which we'll be doing online, especially for any beginners or anyone who just left college and you feel like you didn't get taught anything. Don't worry, this program will be perfect for you as well. Just kind of moving it around. There. So it's great with that little short fringe in the front here, underneath this all. I'm just going to soften this a tiny bit. So the way I'm going to do that as well, just a little bit more. I can work with that slicing, opening and closing, make sure you see both blades. So you can see, what I like about this is you can see a cheeky little fringe underneath here. Got structure here, fringe here, and some disconnection coming over that. So, I kind of like, what I like about it is it's going to look different for the client each time or each day, depending on how they style it. And I just literally used, for blow drying, I used the Mood Serum Light, right? Because I love using serum for blow drying. I used a little bit of this before I ironed the hair to get a really glossy finish. And of course, I blow dry very flat with my vest brush, which you get from Yoy Scissors. I love this pink one's awesome, isn't it? With a bit of a heart too. So, but yeah, so what I can do as well, if you want that added sleek shine, what I do is just put a little drop of the Serum Light, working through the hair, it gives that nice gorgeous shine. working it through, keep it moving, and then, while I'll then be doing so, I'm going to be playing around with my, also I have more of like a styling brush, where I'm just going to really wrap it around and also use my hairspray as well. I just want to kind of give it a little bit of slight hold to the hair. So I hope everyone's enjoying what you're watching so far, but thank you very much for joining us. This is the first free live video tutorial back from for the new year, which I'm very grateful for. But yeah, so please, if you like this video and also you want to win our new limited edition neon green cutting comb, please, alright, you have to share this video, like the video and share it. Please spread the free education to everyone. So, gotta be in it to win it. Okay, just kind of like styling this here, playing around. So I love about how the color is working for this here. So, I like that bit right there. You see that color poking right through. I'm loving that. So use silicone. And so I'm just going to just trim up these little bits here. Just like you want to play around with. Okay, everyone, so thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Just had a bit of fun working with a bit more creativity, working with a variety of different levels or lines, you might say, and also with a looser internal area. So playing around, especially with a very strong fringe, graphic fringe, working with the perimeter shape, and just having a hell of a lot of fun creating this. I'll probably be here for another hour after the video stops, and I'll be fine-tuning it myself to make sure it's absolutely perfect. Otherwise, I won't be able to sleep tonight. But thank you all of you for joining us tonight. I'm very grateful. So please, if you have any questions about what we discussed about in tonight's video, please just message us. You can also follow us on Instagram, Sid Sultan Academy, or just message us here on Facebook. So thank you very much, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's live video tutorial. Please, if you want to win this lucky comb, and it's a limited edition, all you gotta do is like and share this video, and yeah, you gotta be in it to win it, and I'll pick out a lucky winner. So God bless all of you. Everyone have the most amazing night. Are there any last minute questions before I call it quits tonight?